Imagine we just dated for 2 weeks and I wasn't late, alafu nikapata ball. What? I didn't know what to do, you know. At a KCSE, hi, my name is Isabellah Amunga. I'm a tutor. I teach cosmetology studies in a college, and I'm also a business lady. I own a barber shop at Kasarani. I'm a mother of 3, and this is my Burn in the Oven story. I think I'll start with my firstborn. I have 3 kids. One is 12, the other one is 5, and the last one is 4 years. So my firstborn, I gave birth to her when I was 19 years old. Yes, it wasn't too good. You know, when you just from high school, you finished your KCSE, you're waiting for the results, and I don't know. Like, I just fell in love with some boy in the village. I was in the village those days. I had finished my KCSE, waiting for the results. Then there is this dude. I don't know where he came from. I really don't know. But he was very handsome. Very, very handsome. And you know, at 19, I was able to know you are handsome. You know, in high school, tunajuanga. So this guy, I knew him for 2 weeks, and it was near... Like, for those 2 weeks, it was in May, and my birthday was to be on 21st of May. Then I fell in love with him. I don't know if it was falling in love or it was just like, alikuwa mzuri sana. Yeah, so nikasema, wacha nijaribu hii. He was a Luo man, I'm a Luya lady. And I think they had come to the village for some burial for his uncle. Alafu we started the relationship, not on a very good note, because apparently all the ladies in the village walikuwa wanamtaka. Alafu ika happen, ni mimi alipenda sana. So ilikuwa ikwe my birthday, then I went to visit him wherever he was to tell him it's my birthday. And by then I was a teacher in a primary school back in the village. Yeah, so kwenda kumwambia and he was alone in the whole compound, the boma. So he was just alone, and he was like, yeah, mimi nakupenda, and thank you so much for coming. So it's your birthday, ABCD. I wouldn't say how I got pregnant. Lakini it wasn't so good. I usually tell my friends, mimi, I wasn't laid, nikapata iyo mimba. I don't know how it worked. It happened, then I got pregnant. So after 2 weeks of that incident, of that particular day, I started feeling so funny. Like, I started having nausea, morning sickness, and I got so lazy. Like, I used to teach, I started feeling like I don't want to continue teaching. So I had a girlfriend, and I shared with the girlfriend, kwambia, no, me, I'm feeling funny. Like, nasikia tu kupuke, na nasikia harufu funny. Kwanza, those times, the smell I used to smell was onions. I could smell onions everywhere. So I was like, mna nusa hiyo kitungu, whatever time, wherever I am. Like, are you smelling the onions? Ananiambia, hapana, Isa, twende upimwe. Tukaenda in the nearest health center. Kwenda kule, it was around 100 shillings for the test. So I went and I was pregnant. Imagine, we just dated for 2 weeks and I wasn't late. Alafu nikapata ball. What? I didn't know what to do, you know. At a KCSE, yeah, zilikuwa zimetoka by then because they used to be released in February, yeah. So nilikuwa nishapata, but I wasn't prepared for this. So what? Like, I was like, mimi nitafanya nini? So around a month after realizing I was pregnant, now within the first trimester, and by then the pregnancy was around 1 month, 2 weeks, my mom akagundua, akaona, like, Isa, what's wrong with you? Why are you sleeping all the time? Why are you not working? I think you're pregnant. Then she was like, if you're pregnant, just tell me. You know, I'm your mom. I only gave birth to the 3 of you, so I'm okay. I need a child. So if you're pregnant, just tell me. Then nikasema, okay, mama ko tayari. Wacha niwaambie. Then I told her, yes, I think I am. But I wasn't comfortable with it. I called the guy, nikamupigia kumwambia uko kuliharibika. So the guy was like, usitoe ball yangu, don't, I will take care of it. Then I was so happy, like, okay, huyu amekubali. Me I used to hear like when a guy, like our vulana wadogo, when they get you pregnant, wanatoroka. So when he said keep the pregnancy, I was so happy. I knew like at least my story will be different from the village girls venye wao hukua, yani you got pregnant then they dump you. So mine was like, okay, huyu amekubali. I was so happy, man. I think that was the last time we spoke because I walked through that journey alone. Yeah, like it was hectic in the village. It was terrible. And the worst thing is my dad used to stay in Nairobi and you know our village in Butere. So it happened in August. My dad was coming for, how do we call it, this 1 month leave. Alikuwa nakuja leave ya the whole month. Now we haven't told him ati I'm pregnant. I didn't know what to do. And my mom was like, Isa, around this sisi tutamalizwa. So I told mom, no, this is my problem. Don't tell dad. I will. So dad came and hakujua. So pali alijua, alifika like after 2 days we were to start harvesting groundnuts. So akakuwa amenipatia kazi mingi, a lot of work, harvesting the groundnuts, you know, coming home to cook for the people in the shamba, and I couldn't do it. Mimi nilichoka sana. So I decided, alafu akaona I was vomiting throughout. I was vomiting and vomiting. Isabella, what's wrong with you? Go to the hospital. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm not sick. But everything is just smelling onions. I'm like, onions started smelling from day 1 up to I think the last time of that pregnancy. So I remember there is this day after around 3 to 4 days, yeah, the leave days, I went to tell dad. He was in the sitting room with the wazee, and I just called him. I said, indo wakati wazee wakiwa, so that sitatolewa. So I went to him and I was like, Dad, I want to talk to you. Akaniambia, I have guests. Nikamwambia, no. I just have to talk to you now. Nikamwita mwambia, Dad, you know, I'm so sorry. You had a very, like, you really wanted to take me through school. You wanted me to go to college. Ulikuwa unanitakia maisha mazuri, but I'm so sorry, I'm pregnant. Akaniambia, so what do you want me to do? Nikamwambia, no. Nilikuwa tu nakwambia, we see kama tunaweza, yani if we can work through this together. Then my dad akaniambia, no Isa, I'm not terminating that pregnancy. Whose pregnancy is it? Is it from this village? Nikamwambia, no. This is a guy from somewhere else who came in this village, but I don't know where he came from. I just know he's a Luya and he has some relatives pale. That's all I know. So starting from that moment, my dad was so angry and he became so mad. He became so violent, like alikuwa anataka kila wakati ni kama atanichapa, you know, at 19 and your parent is like atakuchapa. Like while we are having dinner, anasikia ni kama nitoe ugali kwa mkono, macho akiniangalia. I said, mimi hapa sitaka. So there is this day, I think the 5th day, tulikuwa kwa shamba. Then he told me, Isabella, he used to give me a lot of work. So he was like, Isabella, go and cook. Tuko kwa shamba. I said, enough, mi sitaka hapa. So I went home. I was so muddy. Tunavuna njugu. So I was so muddy. I came at home. There was some 500 shillings under his pillow. Mi nikaenda nikazichukua. I washed my legs na maji hapo. Then I took my certificates. That is the only thing I took. I told myself, I can give birth to this child, but I have to look for work. Na hizo siku we used to have kazi kwa vijana. So I wanted to travel to Kakamega where my granny is. I go and stay there. At least she's a very calm lady. So I washed my legs, nikachukua certificate zangu, nikatoka with those clothes zenye nilikuwa nazo. Then I went. Uzuri kufika stage nikapata gari, it was almost full. So nikaingia hapo paka Kakamega. I went and found my grandmother. Atisa, what is it? Unakaje? My grandmother was that lady, anapenda vitu safi sana. Isa, why are you like this? What's wrong? I won't talk now. Let's talk later. So I went straight to bed. Like that pregnancy, I used to sleep a lot. Sleeping, vomiting. I don't know. It was the worst. But again, I was so strong because I used to work a lot. When I reached Kakamega, I remember the following morning, I was telling my aunts, mimi nataka kazi kwa vijana, hii kazi mnafanya, I want to do it. As much as nilikuwa a bit lazy, but I used to also want to work hard. Because back in my mind, huyu jamaa nampigianga simu hashiki, nilikuwa najiambia, I have to give back to this child. So when I was in Kakamega, my auntie akaniambia, Abella, come let me take you somewhere, you work. Kuenda kule, jamaa fulani akanikatia with that pregnancy. But akaniambia, Isa, let me help you. Let's terminate this. And I was like, okay, can we do it? Is it workable at this trimester? I think I was in the second trimester. Like, can we do it? Hey, so not the second trimester. It was the first, yeah. Because May, June, July, I have started the second trimester, yeah. So, this guy was like, let us terminate this pregnancy. Tukaenda. Kufika huko, it was a bit costly. It was a bit costly, yeah. And he didn't have that money. So I came back and I decided to take care of that pregnancy until I gave birth. Nikakaka kidogo. I think my dad missed me. I am the first one of my family. So, hata kama alikuwa na jam, he called me back one day. Then I went back home, but he took mom from me. Akaninyang'anya mom. Nikakuwa mimi watchman wa home. So I stayed at home alone. And I looked for someone to stay with me, my cousin, a male cousin. So tukakaa wote hapo with that pregnancy. So the journey wasn't so good, but ikafika wakati when I was to give birth. And that time when I was to give birth, there was a crusade somewhere. I used to also be very prayerful. So there was a crusade somewhere. I wanted to go there, at least kuimba, kuomba, yeah. So that day, yenye ilikuwa we go, the previous night we had maragwe, sijui tulikula maragwe, kunde na ugali, na avocado. I used to eat avocados a lot. Yeah, so we ate maragwe, kunde, ugali, avocado. Tukalala. Asubuhi yake, when we had to go for the crusade, I started feeling funny, like, itumbo. Sasa I was asking my cousin, unaumwa na tumbo? And she's telling me, no, miss siumwi. Na wambia mimi yangu inauma kabisa. So, my cousin akaniambia, kama inakuuma and we have to go to the crusade, let me go and bring you, like, we have those in the village. When you have some tummy pains, we have the cassava leaves, the young cassava leaves, not cassava, the young guava leaves, the guava tree, you know, the young leaves. You chew them, you swallow the water, alafu unatema hizo matawi. They are usually effective ukiumwa na tumbo. So akaniambia, let me go bring you, utafune. Akaenda. Akaleta. Wapi? My tummy was end. So kukatokea na shosh mwingine in the village who came. Nikamwambia, shosh, my tummy is aching. Yesterday we ate maragwe, so I think the mixture of maragwe and kunde ndio zinanifanya. Kaniambia, no, wewe ni kuzaa, unataka kuzaa? Nikamuuliza, ni ukweli? Akasema yes. Kaambia, okay, twende. Akaniambia, okay, you start going. We are going to the health center. There is a village health center. It's called Huisero Health Center. Acha sasa niamke mimi nasikia nenda Hosi ati nataka kuzaa. I think akili yote pia ikajua tu I'm going to give birth. Then I was like, the whole body reacted when I am going to give birth, and the pain ikakuwa mingi. So I was walking from home. It's a walking distance of around 7 minutes. I was walking from home to the health center. Mimi ndo huyo naenda. Yani, the more I'm walking, the longer the strides, the pain inakuwa so much. Kufika health center, there was a very long queue. Nilipita hiyo queue na nikaanzia kule, nataka kuzaa, mimi nataka kuzaa. I was screaming like, I want to give birth, I want to give birth. Nikaambiwa it's at the back. Nikapita kwenda kule, the labor ward was open. Mimi kuingia kwa labor hivi, nikatoa skirt. I removed my skirt. I remained with the t-shirt. I was like, okay, if this is how it works, like, let me remove the skirt. I remain with the t-shirt. Maybe it will help the pain ipungue. So I did that. Nikatoa skirt. I was walking naked. Nasa akakuja kuniangalia. Kuangalia akasema, bado hujafunguka. Sijui you should walk around. Mimi hizo masiku hata sijui kufunguka. What am I opening? I didn't know. Nafunguka nini? So akaniambia, sijui zilikuwa ma centimeters ngapi, around 2 or something. Sijui tu ndo uko karibu. I didn't know by then. So I said some centimeters there. Akaniambia, you walk around I will call you when I think you are ready. Well, I walked around the health center naked with a t-shirt only. Our mama wananivuta, come Otando, you know, in the village they call me Otando. Otando, come, ingia huko, tembelea huko ndani. I'm like, huko si haitoshi, nazunguka huko nje. What? Hey, when I remember that, mi ucheka sana. Yeah, so nikazunguka hivyo, nasa kaniangalia, kaniambia, okay, you are ready, lala hapa. Sisi we are 3 girls at home. So when nililala hapo, akitaka kunizalisha, of which I thank God, the pain hapo pa kuzalisha, it wasn't too much, but mtoto akanirarua because alinirarua, alafu huyo kuniambia ati, wow, you have a baby. Nikamuuliza ni mgani? Ati it's a girl. I got bored. We are 3 girls. So I was telling myself, if I give birth to a boy, my dad will love me. Sasa damn tena. Nikaboeka kabisa. Hiyo kakuwa number 1. Si nimeboeka na mtoto. Ya pili, kushonwa. Kushonwa, sijua alimpatia stitches 3. Evo plain. Aki, it was so painful. It was so painful. Well, now the pain didn't end there. Hapo juu nimeshonwa, the pain didn't. Ananiambia, ebu jikaze tu nimalizie. Anyway, nilijikaza. Nikakubali kuchukua mtoto. Yes, nilikubali, but sikufurahia. I didn't want a girl, I wanted a boy. So nikatoka hapo. I stayed there for around 4 hours. Then there is a lady from the village, also my mama's friend, who came to pick me from the hospital. It was so free of charge. I didn't pay anything. Nilizalishwa free. Then I went home. Yeah, it was a normal delivery. When I went home, now taking care of the wound, the stitches, ati sijui utanuka, zitakata kupona ama zitaoza. It was so tough. I have to heat some water, put some salt, sit in it. What? That was the severe, like the pain was too much, the unbearable one. Afadhali ile ya kushona, but now this one was too much. You have to sit in that water. Ikuchome hapo. If you don't, ati utanuka ama itapona. I didn't like it, but I did. Then I got better. And my daughter came out to be so nice, so beautiful. Yeah, she's now grown. She's 12 years now. That was my firstborn. Then I stayed for around 8 years. Yeah, so I stayed single for some years, for 8 years. Then I got married. When I got married, immediately after getting into the marriage, I got pregnant on my secondborn. This pregnancy, it was the worst because, like we dated with my hubby for two weeks also. 2 weeks, then I got married. Is it 2 weeks? Nazo, yeah. Because we met on 2nd of February. Then on 14th, because I remember it was a Valentine Day. Mapenzi, it is so nice, so sweet, so hot. On 14th of February, mi nilikuwa nasafiri from Kakamega to Nairobi. Na ndio hivyo nilibaki Nairobi. Niliacha job back. I used to be a tutor also in a vocational center there. Nikaambia huyo manager, mi naenda Nairobi, I'll be coming here on Monday. It was on a Friday or a Saturday, yeah. So I came, mapenzi was so sweet. Hi, nikabaki Nairobi. Kumbe that is how I was getting pregnant from my secondborn. Yeah, so immediately I got pregnant. Then I told my hubby, me what I'm feeling right now, I don't know. After 1 week even, nikamwambia I'm feeling like I feel nauseatic, like I was feeling nausea all the time. Kwenda kupima in some lab pale Kasarani, kapatikana I'm pregnant. So this pregnancy hated my hubby a lot. I didn't want to be near him. I didn't want to see him. He hated me. Alisema it was a big mistake kunipata. Aliboeka na mimi kabisa. Kambia, how about the 2 weeks? What happened? Like the 2 weeks was so sweet. Sasa umepata mimba. Like until he was complaining to his mother, me, I don't want this woman. I used to quarrel. I used to shout. I used to nag. Sikuwa nampenda hata kidogo. And I was so lazy. He could come from work, anafanya kazi, anapika. Mimi, I used to sleep and vomiting. I remember, kwanza tukipatana, we had nothing. Tulianzia kwa single room. Nilikuwa na vomit hapo kwa ndoo, anakimbia nenda na mwaga. Akineta kwa bed, he used to come back and find me there. Kama sijafanya any. Na kukula mahindi chemsha, this boy. It's a boy huyo, the second one. Nilikula mahindi chemsha. But I really hated my hubby. So it wasn't it was a bad one because he wasn't close to me. He started distancing himself kwangu. Tukaanza kukuwa na like mashida in the marriage, because he's not understanding. It's his first time kukuwa na baby mwenye sasa ako na mimba hivi. It was his first time. So aliboeka sana. He distanced himself from me. I remained alone and I passed through that alone. Tukahama from hapo, we went in a bigger house, but it was all the same. Harufu, yeye mwenyewe simpendi. I'm vomiting. Haonekani. Alianza not even coming at home on time kwa sababu like it wasn't so loving. The house wasn't so, the environment wasn't so good. Yeah. So tukaendelea hivyo, yeye hayuko pamoja na mimi, and we had not even planned tutafanyaje. Lakini since this was his first child, he wanted to know the gender. So, and this was even my first time going for a scan. He wanted to know the gender. Tukaenda pia scan ndio tujue. Me, I was so excited. With my firstborn, hakukuwa na hizo. We used to have these ladies in the village, they just massage you, the massaging, the normal one. But now with this one, we went for the ultrasound. We did. Tukapata ni boy, and he was so happy. The whole family was so happy. Yeah. But now giving birth, after even knowing it's a boy and I'm nearing giving birth, hatukujipanga. Like ile kujipanga to identify the hosi, we didn't do that. I was just excited about now I have a husband and I can purchase a lot of maybe these newborn clothes, of which I did. In fact, I got the best for this boy. Akona babake hapa. So I got the best. The rompers, nowadays I forgot. Those two clothes for newborns, I got them. And we had a bag of his somewhere there. I had just prepared for that. When labor comes, me, I have a bag, and I was telling him, you'll carry this bag, we go to hosi. Lakini where I'll give birth from apana. The ultrasound, yes, ilitusaidia, but nothing more. So, when we were, there is this day, like, the pain started at night. Ilianza tu usiku, I started feeling pain, but nikakazia. So in the morning, it was too extreme. Na hizo siku, it's when Pumwani kulikuwa kumegomwa. Hakukuwa na watu. Like we went there, tukaamka, tukatexti, then we went there. Reaching there, there are no doctors. So tukaenda, tukatumwa. There was a nurse who sent us to do a CT scan also, another second one. Tukaenda, tukaleta. To bring, akaniambia, okay, lala hapo kuangalia ati, this is false labor. Okay. False labor. So my hubby was like, what do we do if it's false labor? Yeah, go home. She will feel another pain. Now when you feel that pain and you're feeling like this and like that, you can come back. That will be now the pain for delivery. Yeah, I went home. After around a week or so, I felt again the striking pain. But now this one was coming within an interval of 1 minute, 2 minutes. It was close, very close. So I told my hubby, since we went to Pumwani and hakuna madaktari, let us try some other hospital. So our sister actually, my sister-in-law, akasema, we try Uzima dispensary. We went to Uzima with my hubby, and yeah, by then he was working, so we had some NHIF. So when we went to Uzima, tulienda like we went to pay cash. Nenda kujifungua. It was so nice. The place is so nice. Kuingizwa, I was welcomed so well. Then I went to the labor ward. So I was telling myself, this is my second born. Me, I know how it feels out to give birth. I'm not going to walk naked here. I am going to contain myself. I am going to hold. I will contain this pain. Mimi staki zile drama nilifanya with my firstborn. That is what I was telling myself. Like staki hizo drama. So I got into labor ward, and we had like around 4 or 5 mamas who were to give birth. And they were like, You know, they were screaming and I was like, Mimi isa sitalia. Leo, today I'm not crying. I'm not screaming. So nilikuwa like, I'm tapping my thighs. I tap, then I relax. I tap, I relax. And ladies were like, hey, washaanza. Nikamwambia, yes, this is my second born. Hii hata yumi. Kumbe, the pain has not started. Kumbe ilikuwa tu ni rehearsal. Wacha sasa ianze. What? Si nilihubiri in Arabic. I remember telling them to repent. I told huyo daktari, umeokoka? Epu repent uokoke. I preached. I really preached. Niliambia watu waokoke. Nikawaambia, kwanza nakumbuka nikiambia, uko na mama, kama uko na mama mheshimu. Aki ni nini sikusema. Nikainua mguu moja juu kwanza this one. Aki it came with a lot of pain. Okay, my right leg didn't want to go down. My right leg ilikataa kushuka chini hiyo siku. Nilikuwa nainua juu, alafu naambia huyo mama mwingine mwenye anaka, unajua alikuwa analia. When I got here and she was like, mama yo, baba fulani, uko wapi? Kuja usugue mgongo. And me I'm like, why are you doing this? Akuje. So, when my pain came to be extreme, mimi namwambia hebu nishike yungu. Ninue mguu. Ananiambia, Nyako, where is your husband? My husband couldn't come in the labor ward. Akukuja. So nilikuwa huko. It was around 4. Yeah, it was around 4 in the evening. Hey! Aki nilizunguka. Doka akakuja. Kukuja nikaitwa huko kwa inaitwa nini? Hapo pa kuzalia. Nimesahau. Kuna hii labor ward and kuna sijui inaitwa nini? Hapo pa kuzalia. I don't know how it's called. In a room but within the labor ward. So I went in that room. Kuingia ndani nikaangaliwa, nikaambiwa, okay, utazaa at 8. Hey, it was 4. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hiyo pain kama iko hivyo. Nikasema anyway itafika tu. I started now looking at the clock. Kulikuwa na clock hapo, naangalia tu. Naangalia najiambia I'm still remaining with 1 hour. 30 minutes. At 8, I went to call the doc. Kuja. Mtoto anafaa kwa amefika. Yani, he said at 8. So at 8 I went to call him. Akuja mtoto amefika. Kuja kuangalia kaniambia ngoja kidogo. Nikangoja. So at around 9, the pain was too extreme. Mimi nikamwambia akinaona. Yani, so now I'm like nataka kupepeta huko. It was too painful, too hot. I feel like uko chini kutapasuka. Preach, nimemaliza, nimeimba, I talked. Nikamwambia okay, come. So when I went to lay down, the doc akaniangalia, akaniambia, yeah, you are ready now, push. So you remember, nilisema mimi sitapiga nduru but nilipiga nduru. Sasa hapa I told myself, okay, pushing, I have experience, I know how to push. Nikamwambia daktari, don't worry, me I can push. I really know how it works. So akamwambia okay, push. Yeah, push. Pushing isn't a joke. Nobody should joke with ati push. Unapush kama hiyo pain. Like there is a way, mtoto, when you're pregnant, like when you want to deliver, there is a way that ka pain sends you, ama inapeleka whatever ka pain mpaka kwa akili yako, then you feel like you have to push. Hiyo wakati hakuna. I'm telling daktari, I cannot push kwa sababu I'm not feeling like. Akaambia okay, let us wait. But wakati the pain came, I pushed like the first round, kichwa. The second katoto kakaponyoka. Yeah, it was as easy as that. I felt good. Tukatoka hapo, I bled a lot. It was a normal birth also. But sikuraruka. Hii nilikuwa I think nishazoea kuzaa. But sasa hiyo after kuzaa, there is this pain, I don't know how it's called. Is it to me hata sijui. There is this pain you feel after delivery. Hiyo pain yenye tunaambiwa you take a pilsner. You take 1 pilsner alafu you feel okay. I took 2 pilsners. 2. Ako kapena hakuenda. There is this extreme pain. It is more than ile ya delivery. That is the pain I felt after giving birth. So it lasted for around a week. I took the 2 pilsners wapi. So ningefunga leso kabisa. Then it disappeared after some time. Yeah, so I was told it was some contraction with the tummy, ati narudi pamoja nini. Yeah, but yes, it happened and I'm okay. My son is now 5 years. So I gave birth like normal, 2 normal births. When my son was 4 months old, I went at Madare. Is it Madare Health Center or dispensary? Yeah, Madare dispensary. I wanted to have contraceptive, like Jadel. It's called Jadel. I wanted to put on my arm, like nisipate bowling, and I didn't want to get pregnant again. So I went there. Kufika, I was told niko na pressure. Me, I'm like, mimi sina pressure. How? Mimi sijai kuwa mgonjwa, sina pressure. Kumbe hata nilikuwa nimetembea sana. So they refused. When my son was 4 months, now the second born akiwa 4 months. So when they told me I have pressure, I went home and became reluctant. I told my hubby, me I have pressure. Tutafanya aje? Tukakaa. That was when my son was 4 months. I got pregnant. My son akiwa 4 months. How did I know? Mtoto alianza kukata. Imagine he refused giving, like breastfeeding. And I'm like, why is he not breastfeeding? So I called my mom and told my mom, my son is not breastfeeding. I have a lot of milk, like it is just flowing. Why is he not breastfeeding? Mama kaniambia, Isa, you know that is what happened with me with your sisters. Go and check. Go, you might be pregnant. Anyway, when I went, kupima, I was pregnant. And my son is 4 months old. Where? I told my hubby, itutoe. Hakuna mtu anajua. Sisi tu. How will people say and talk about this? Tutafanyaje? My hubby akasema, no, let's take care of it. Like, just give birth. So my son refused breastfeeding at 4 months, the second born. Then we started giving, we tried none. It was a bit expensive. Tulinunua mkebe moja, alimaliza sijui a kg of that mkebe. He drank for around a week. Then we couldn't buy anymore. None is so expensive. So we couldn't buy another one. Then there is a mama who used to be my friend. I told her, as we bought none, but my son just finished it. Then she told me, at Kenyatta sio hawa watoto wa nursery, they're just given KCC zile za paketi ya green. Then that is what we started buying. So tukanunua the green packet KCC, but I told my hubby, let us try the yellow one. It looks like it has a lot of fat than here green. So we changed to the gold crown, the KCC gold crown. Yeah, that one. That's what we used to give my son. So we gave him. He stopped taking milk when he was around 3 years. After we forced him, he got used to it. It became his mother. He distanced himself from me. Ataki kukaa na mimi. It was so bad. Mimi mwenyewe pia I didn't want him, like atukutakana. So that is when I had to get a nanny to take care of him. Mimi nikakuwa na the pregnancy. This pregnancy nayo ndimu. And ataka boy, the kaboy now I gave birth. Huyu nilikula ndimu. Nikakalika ndimu. This kaboy has done trans a lot. Ndimu nilisikia na ribungu. So I used to eat ndimu. Na how do you the patco? Yeah, lemon and patco. Wait. If I don't have patco, it is ndimu. If it is not ndimu, patco and Broadway's bread. So Broadway's was to make, like, I don't get ikutema mate, so that I don't have a lot of saliva to spit. I used to spit a lot. A friend told me, so you eat Broadway's? So I could, you could check my bag. Ni Broadway's. My bag ni Broadway's. If not Broadway's, patco or lemon. Hey, that is how it was with now the third one. So it was like that from the beginning to the end, up to the first month after giving birth. I used to, I gave birth, but I was still eating patcos. So I was like, could it be that I'm pregnant again? But anyway, it was that way. Then I realized pregnancies ziko tofauti. So with this third born, we didn't want to know the gender. We didn't want to. But Mimi, back in my mind, I wanted a girl. Like, I've given birth to a boy for my hubby. I now want a girl. So I told my hubby, let it be a surprise, whatever. But me, I wanted a girl. So we didn't do a ultrasound. We didn't check the gender. We didn't do that. Now, because this is a third born, mi nimekuwa gwiji kwa kuzaa. Nimekuwa gwiji. I didn't purchase anything. Sikuna za ule wa pili. I started going for clinic when my pregnancy was 6 months. 6 months, almost delivering. Mi sikwenda clinic. I went and the nurses were like at Madare, "Mama, ukuja clinic?" Nikamwambia, "No, mi hata sijakuanga. I went for work at Garissa, then I went at Turukana. I was just here at Kasarani." Alafu, the funny thing, you know, the way the health center in the village took care of me when I was 19, when I had that pregnancy and when I gave birth, I felt it was good compared to the stories I used to hear women say about hata hizo tulikuwa tunaona tu kwa TV, about the private hospitals, about giving. Alafu, the experience again I had at Uzima, when I gave birth, my tummy was so empty. I wanted to eat. Lakini at Uzima, they're telling you can't bring food from outside. And what are they giving us? A glass of tea and a toast of bread. Izo unapita ndani, you are still hungry. With my third born, I didn't want to go in a private hospital because I felt at Uzima they didn't take good care of me. And again, what I forgot to mention is at Uzima, when we went there, we were to pay cash. But now the doc was so nice. Akatuambia, "No, you don't have to pay cash. See, where, bwana, so you have a NHIF?" Bwana said, "Yes." "Bibi, umewekwa kwa NHIF?" I said, "I don't know." "Bwana, umeniweka kwa NHIF?" Bwana said, "No." Akawambia, "Enda pale KCA. So run to KCA. Go tell whoever you'll find there, your wife is in labor. She's delivering. Now you want to add her as a dependent. Atakuharakishia tu. Just go." So my hubby went there and chap, it was so fast. So at Uzima, tukasaidika because we used NHIF. The only money we paid, I think, was the admission, but the rest was catered by NHIF. It was so nice. But I didn't like there. Hakuna chakula, me, I starved there. So with the third one, kasema me, I'll just go to a public facility. Even the clinic, I went at Madare, hiyo clinic kwenda huko. The nurses were like, "Wewe, ukuja clinic sijui." Nikamwambia, "Mimi I've been traveling, I've been working, traveling, so I didn't get time." Wakaniambia zao hapo, and me, I know how nurses behave kwanza in the public facilities. Kasema tu, "I'm so sorry, but I'm here now." So we started the clinic there, tukafanya kidogo. I was to deliver. So when I was to deliver, this one, hii hata ningezalia sokoni, I never felt anything. With this one, I didn't. Kulikuwa tu na tule to striking kidogo tu, you feeling the pain from afar. Not so much like that normal, the 2-1. This one, the pain wasn't there completely. Unasikia tu kidogo kameenda. What? Do you know that is how my baby was coming? That is how my baby was coming. So the pain started around 10 at night. And me, I was like, is nile normal? Because it wasn't the pain I'm used to. You know, this pain of delivering, it is usually so painful. But now this one, I'm not, like, this one is not even there. I'm waiting for the pain. This is just playing around with me. I'm waiting for that pain, the extreme one. So, I didn't know that now, watoto wanakuanga tofauti. Huyu hakuniuma sana. So, hakuniuma sana. At 5, I told my hubby, "Ebu tujaribu, let us go to the hospital, we check." I'm feeling a pain from a distance. Nikakombali from afar. But let us go and check. So we went, tukiwa kwa barabara, niliza, "Where do you want us to go? To Uzima?" I said, "No. Uzima, they stabbed me. I don't want to go there. Let us check St. Francis. As we pass, tuende tuangalie kama I'll give birth from Madare." So we branched at St. Francis. Kufika, waliona tu tumbo. Nikuza. Alafu, kumbe hata sikutambua ati walking style imechange because my legs were very much apart. Nikoza hivi, trailer. So I went, huyo soja akatupitisha. We went to the labor ward. To the labor ward, kufika, nasa kambia lala hapo. Kulala. Then she told my hubby, you have to deposit 20,000, go at the admissions, deposit 20,000, then you come with the receipt, then we will admit her so that she is actually giving birth. Anazatu saa hizi. My hubby akasema, we don't have that cash for now. Akaniambia, Isa, so we just go back to Uzima, because Uzima we didn't pay much, let us just go back there. Nikamwambia, yeah, no problem. Hey, natoka hapo kwa room, there is a delivery room, so I'm coming out of the delivering room, nafika hapo kwa gate ya delivering room, then my water breaks. Green water, the water is green, and the nurse is like, what, mtoto ame overstay, kuja huku. Kwenda akanilalisha kwa kitanda, ndio hiyo wakanichange. Then they were telling my hubby, enda uandikishe, tafuta pesa, enda uandikishe, this lady mtoto amefika, kichwa ndo hii. Kupanda kwa kitanda, the nurse is like, kichwa ndo hii, mama sukuma mtoto. Namwambia mimi, how will I push? How do you even want me to push? I'm not feeling anything. I'm not feeling the pain that pushes you to push. I'm not feeling it. Why are you telling me? Alafu, you know, the worst thing the nurse is telling me, unataka kuua mtoto. Namwambia, nataka kuuaje? Miguu ndo hizi apart, kichwa ndo hii unaona, alafu she's telling me push. How will you know? I pushed and pulled. So when I pushed and pulled, she was like, mama unapupu, nini unanifanyia? Nikamwambia, you told me to push, and since mtoto hanisaidii, sasa that is what we got. She got so angry. Akaketi hapo, she sat there. Tukaka. You know, the head, like the nurse is seeing the head. And me, I'm not, like, I don't feel that urge of pushing high core. We are just there, and there is no pain. You usually push when there is that pain and you're feeling like something wants to come out. But there is no that pain. I'm feeling nothing. She's telling me the head is there, so I cannot even put my legs together. Alafu ananigombanisha, ati unataka kuua mtoto. Where mama, you want me to take you to CS? I'm not doing that. You push the baby, the head is there. I'm like, me, I don't even want CS. Just help me, please. So I started begging him, just help me how this baby will come out. Ananiambia mimi nimekata. I was telling her, I have 2 kids. I have 2 kids. I know how it works. Wacha tu basi. Mimi nikamwambia wacha tu. There is where I saw hell. Mimi niliona nakufa round hii. I prayed. I've never prayed like that. I prayed. I talked to God. Kambia Mungu, okay. Mimi Mungu sijui. I don't know what purpose. I don't know what you want to do with me. But just save me. Just save me. Mtoto hanisaidi. What do I do? God, you also know that I gave birth to 2 kids. You know I know how to push, God. You know I know how. Why is this one working this way? We sat there for around 30 minutes. Nurse ako pale ananirushia mambo. The way I want to kill this baby, the way I'm not helping, the way I've pulled. Where? We sat for 30 minutes. Mimi nimenyamaza tu. I was talking to God. Aki mimi niliona nitakufa. Then boom, the campaign came and I told us, could you chukue mtoto? And I pushed. Katoto kakanguka huko. Kalitoka. The baby was so tired. Akakulia. Na sema mtoto ni amechoka. Ona, mtoto amechoka kabisa. So she tried some kumfinya. I don't know what she was doing. I wasn't even watching. So she did some ABCD there. Then the baby cried. Tukatoka. Then we were taken to the ward. So I told my hubby, mimi huyu ningekufa and I don't think I want to get pregnant again. Told him, mimi, because I'm not giving birth anytime soon, and not even, no, I don't want another baby. Lichoka sana. Alafu with this one, Aki, this boy used to breastfeed. Alikuwa anavuruta nyonyo. Paka kukanza kukua, you know, the breakage on the nipples, that breakage is so painful. Ni uchungu sana. That is what, alafu mtoto kananyonya tu, kanavuruta tu, na ni uchungu sana. So I was given some ointment to apply. This baby, kitovu imegraduate. You know, with the 2 babies, the kitovu ilikatika after 2 weeks. No, not 2 weeks, after a week. It was actually after a week. Even the firstborn, it took 4 days. This one, imegraduate. Haitaki kukatika. Spirit ni ya nini? Spirit sinizi za hosi. Zile wengine tulitumia spirit, the purple spirit. Methylated or something. This one is surgical spirit. Haifanyi. Tunapaka spirit. Me, I took the baby back to the health center, to St. Francis. I was telling them, kitovu imekata after 7 days. Ati mama, you're not taking care of the kitovu. And I'm telling them I have 2 kids. I'm the one who's been taking care of these 2 kids. Vitovu zao mindo zimekatikia kwa mikono yangu. Mbona mnaniambia hii siyoshi? I wash it. Imekata, it is just white and it is there. Kumbe winu wa kitovu za ndani. Ilikatikia huko ndani, so it was just remaining like ifanywe tu hivi. So there is a nurse who came akafanya tu hivi kumbe kalikatika, but it is not coming out. So as we are focusing hapa na si ati kana kauka. Imagine, because this to vitovu, the umbilical cord was nakauka, they dried nakauka, alafu hapo pali kuna unyevu, they fall off. Hii, it is just white and you are just seeing it. Kumbe huko ndani it is doing its own things. Kako na kitovu ya ndani, si kama sisi tunakuangana zetu hapa kwa tumbo. Yeah, so kids are very different. Yeah, so with my first pregnancy, after telling my mom that I was pregnant, you know, my mom, and I'm there with her, she told me, Isa, so you need to start going to the clinic. But the pregnancy was 1 month, 2 weeks. Kaniambia, you wait, when the pregnancy is 4 weeks, you start going to the clinic. Like, we need to monitor, tuangalie mtoto how she's grown, how the baby is, how you are. We need to, the doctors have to check the health venye uko. So, yeah, I started going to the clinic at 4 months, and I used to go every month. I never missed. Alafu, there is these mamas in the village. The wakunga, we call them the wakunga, yeah. So there is, when you are maybe nearing the 3rd trimester, when you are on your 3rd trimester, you are advised in the village, you go for the massage. Because, you know, at the 3rd trimester is when you are very tired. It's when you're feeling like you don't want to move around. You get tired a lot. But when you go to Mkunga, when, I don't know, Mkunga, is it a midwife? I don't know. But yeah, Mkunga. When you go there, the way they massage you, they have the skills. So the mamas in the village, I don't know how they got those skills. Me, I don't know who was teaching them, but they have a way how they are massaging a pregnant lady. Yeah, they have a way, the way they are tackling the tummy, the way they are holding. Because I remember with my 3rd born, I also tried to go to the Mkunga here in Nairobi. A friend of mine introduced me to one at Dandora, but this one was too vigorous. It wasn't the same way with the village one, because the village massage was so soothing, was so calming. Katoto kanaletwa, you know, they are just massaging them, like the sides of the belly. They are massaging the sides of the belly. Paka katoto kanatokea. You just see the, I don't know if it is the butt. It usually pop out like this. So you just feel it, like even the baby, you feel like it's massaged because it's moving and it's coming there in the middle. But this one at Dandora, the massage was like palpating. Is it palpating or something? They were doing like that and I didn't like it. Unasikia kama, no, it was like mtoto atangolewa pali yako nini? Huyu alijifunzia watu huyu Dora. Ama she just knows, like in the village people do this, and she came here at Nairobi and I don't know where she got it from. I didn't like it. Yeah, so the massage back in the village really helped me, because I think now that was the scan in the village, because they could massage and tell me, this is a girl. This one, it is a girl. And I'm like, no, me, I'm not giving birth to a girl. So my mom told me, when you feel some weight on your right leg, know that it is a boy. If you feel a lot of weight in your left leg, know that it is a girl. Me, I used to force the weight on my right leg. I was boy. So when they ask me, unasikia wapi? My right leg is not moving well. Nasikia uzito. Me, I wanted a boy, you know. But they knew what they were doing. What they told me is how it came out. They are professionals, those ladies in the village. Hiyo massaging ilinisaidia sana. I used to relax. When I have a massage, it used to cost around 100 shillings. When I have that massage, I would sleep, I would rest, I would wake up energized. Ilikuwa nzuri sana. This one at Nairobi with my third born, I only went only once. Hey, I felt like my baby is being taken out from where the baby is. The way this lady was doing the pregnancy like this, ameshika hapa na ameshika hapa, haya ka strong, akasema mimi I vumiliad. After that session I told my friend, mama Asha huko ndo unaendanga? Asha mimba ya Asha ulienda huko? Ati yes. Miezi ngapi? Ati tangu 4 months. Ukafanywa hivi? I'm not going back there. So the lady called Mama Asha after 1 month. Amurudi. Mama Asha said, the lady traveled to Shago, to Kahepa. So I never went back to that mkunga again. Now, the cravings. With my first boy, I never craved for anything. I think kalikuwa kabol, kalikuwa kabol ka 19, alafu kalikuwa kabol kanajua mashida, the mashidas that I had a lot of mashidas. What would I have craved? Nani angenipea? So I think I think it was also my akili, because I never craved for anything. I used to eat everything. The only thing that was really pressing me that moment, stressing me, the smell of onions. Kila mtu alikuwa ananuka. Everybody. Everybody. I remember going to church, alafu nilikuwa naimba sana. Niko na ball. So I remember going to church, I'm like, hivi, nimeketi, and I like, munasikia? And the pastor ana preach. Naangalia, who is smelling? Yani onions were smelling everywhere. Kila pahali. I remember when I went for kazi kwa vijana at Kakamega, when we were sweeping the street, the Vitina Road, from Kakamega General to the police, I don't know the police what. Where? Aki, hao watu si walikuwa nanuka. Paka wambe, please don't sweep next to me, you are smelling. Umogaja. Wakaambia, madam kesho usikuje hapa. Uko na shida utatukosanisha. Then I was like, nitawakosanisha na nani? Wewe unanuka. Wewe oga tu. Ukioga utakosana na nani? Utatukosanisha madam. Then I didn't go back. Nilisweep sijui 2 days. I never went back. I stayed back at home. Yeah. Alafu, now with my second born. Aki, I would go bankrupt. There is a man, pale Madare North, yeah, just close to the Madare North social hall. He used to make very nice muturas. Where I ate mutura, and it was his mutura only. Alikuwa ananiona ni keki mutura hivi. He could sell me at 100 of that mutura. I could sit, eat, I carry some, I go with them at home, I eat ugali with mutura. Yani nilikuwa nakaa hivi na nusa mutura. I could smell mutura from home. Alafu there is a day I wasn't going to school. I went at Naivas. Yeah, I wasn't going because the school I used to teach by then was at Madare North, but I wasn't going there that day. So I was passing at Naivas, nikaona mutura. Something told me go and buy. See, I puked. So I was just addicted to this particular mutura. The addiction was on this particular mutura, not any other mutura. Nilikuwa naikula kabisa. Huyu watatu, there were no cravings. But now the things that ladies were telling me, the things that will make me not spit, the patkos, the lemon, crest, kona kunywa crest. I remember the craving, maji baridi. Mayo, I could drink cold water. Maji baridi kabisa. Hata niende wapi? Cold water. I reached there and asked, mukona ice cubes? Me, I want cold water. I could drink cold water na hainipati homa. Saizi if I try, nitapata homa. But then, I never. Now, with my firstborn, I told you I got pregnant when I was 19. We had dated for 2 weeks with that guy. Things happened. Shit happened. Uyo jamaa, mi waambia watu, we didn't make love. We didn't make love. You know, I tell my, okay, there is this time, like, tulikuwa tunakaa na my hubby ananiuliza, Isa, how did you get pregnant? Mimi nikamwambia, do you know me? I wasn't laid. It was my birthday. I went at this guy's home. Kwenda kumwambia, you know, it is my birthday. I had not told you. So me, like, in the village, me sikuwa ifanyiwa birthday. So my mission was, my wish was, at least I have a chali, and this chali is from coast. Alikuwa anaongea, wasema vipi, nakupenda mwanadada, una sura kaumbwa kaumbika. Ziliningisha box hizo mistari wallahi. So me I was like, this is from coast. Atanifanyia birthday, ataninunulia gift. Kufika na mwambia, you know, it was my birthday and I just came to tell you. Akambia, hamna shida. So ulikuwa unafikiria vipi? Akambia, mimi labda twende tu Huisero. Huisero is the shopping center in the village. Labda twende tu Huisero. Alafu nitakunywa soda, ina shida. Nimekatiwa 2 weeks, nimeingia box paka nimekuwa mcoast. Akambia, mimi nitakunywa tu soda. So akaniambia, hamna mtu huku kwetu, wacha tuketi kidogo nikingojea mama hapa aje. Akambia, hamna shida. Then the guy came and sat on my lap. Okay? Kasema, anyway, this is my dude. Nampenda sana huyu jamani, poa, no problem. How he sat on me? This guy never laid me. He was just trying, you know. He was just trying. And you know, I had my pants on. And he was just trying. And I was like, you know, when you are very naive and someone wants to make love and you are pushing your pant back and mistaki. And he was really pushing like, I'll just put the head. Aliniambia just put the head, and I'm like, mistaki. So we were that struggling. Like, I'll put the head, me I don't want. I'll put, and yeah, I got pregnant. Nikapata ball. So it is not something I really knew it happened. It is not something I was prepared for. Because if I knew from this act I would get pregnant, mimi ningeenda kulikuwa na P2. You know, I would have gone to buy P2. Nilikuwa na mabeshte kule kwanza kwa pharmacy, ningeenda na nimwambia alafu I get P2 and I'm done with this. I didn't know kuingiza tu na kubrashiana could get me into kupata ball. And nilikuwa nimemaliza around 4 days after my periods. Alafu tena biology. Imagine umetoka shule, biology ilinipita. Mwalimu wa biology alikuwa anafanya mimi nalala. So zilinipita hizo za production at menses. I didn't know even to track my safe days and all that. Of which, if I knew, I would have said, okay, 4 days after pregnancy, huyu anataka kuingiza kichwa, itafanya mambo. I didn't know. So, me, I was just there. I would teach my girl, when reproduction is being taught in school, ajifunze kabisa, ajue, so that you will be able to manage yourself. Bure, utajipata pahali pengine hata tu hiyo so ya kununua pistona hauna. Hauna kabisa. Yeah, so when I told the guy I'm pregnant, I think a month or 2 weeks after kupata ball, akaniambia stoe mimba. Ustoe mama, mimi nitailinda hiyo mimba. Hey. Anailinda hadi saa hizi. Huyu jamaa analinda hiyo mimba hadi saa hizi. Me, the guy, I don't know where he is. Sijui alipotelea wapi. Bado tunamtafuta. Hiyo namba alipeana, I gave it to my mom. Tulimtafuta. So my mom told me, Abella, you put us in a very big shit. Huyu jamaa anashindanga kwa safari za matanga akienda kwao. Because ile siku anapatikana, akipiga, hiyo namba ikipigwa, hiyo siku anapatikana, mama, tuenda matanga, sijui mjomba wangu alikufa, sasa tuko safarini. Aya. After some few months or years, apigiwe tena ingie, mama, tuko Kusiaya, sijui mwenzetu tulimleta mazishi. That guy is always traveling for burials in the village. So we were telling each other, siku watu wote wa village watakufa, next atatuambia, next atasema baba Kimbali. Next utasema nini? Aki man. Huh? And the way I was so beautiful and so naive. And I was so everything. Ukafanya nikaboeka. Mimi niliboeka na marriage. Like na men. I told myself I'll never get married. You see, I stayed with Kimberly for 8 years. Kama sijataka kukuwa na mwanaume. Then my mom was like, Isa tafadhali. My mom started praying for me to get married. Alikuwa naomba sana ni marike, ndio nikamarika. Mimi singemarika. Huyo jamaa chenye alinifanya. And we're still looking for him. Kimberly is now in grade 6. She should be sitting for her examination. Aende wapi? Junior secondary. The fees is there to be paid. Mjamaa bado analinda mimba. Mimi nashangaa najulizanga kwa wapi? Anyway, things happened. Things happen. But life has to continue. I'm now the mother. I take care of them. And lakini I wouldn't want to give birth again. Because the shit I saw in the labor ward, in the delivery room, with my last born, ilinifanya mi, nilisema I won't give birth again. Like, no. Alafu, the trimesters, tracking the trimesters. I knew about the trimesters with my third born. The first trimester, the second one, the third one. That one I was able to track. Ile wa kwanza hata trimester utajulia in the village. Utajulia wapi? The first, uko pesa vingi na miezi. Ulipata mimba lini? Aya, so I could sit down and start counting from the day I conceived. I knew I conceived on 21st of May. So I could start counting from that day. Nikienda. With my second born, the same. Mimi, tracking the trimesters is a bit hard. But if you go to the hospitals, the clinic, utaelewa. Because you go there, you work with your daktari, and the daktari takes you through it. Alafu nowadays, the good thing with these vitables, the government, the purple ones. I started with that with my second one. The purple ones, they're so nice. Because we have all the directions there. Whatever you have to know, how you're supposed to feed, what you're supposed to feed on. By the way, that book really guided me with my 2 babies. Because I used to check on what to give them, at what point, what not to eat, what to eat. It taught me a lot. It's a very educative book. So wamama, when they take, me, I would say, don't just take it as a clinic book. It has a lot of information. Alafu, the good thing with that book, at the side, at the back of the book, there is a place they put for you, like a blank space. You write something for your child. It's written there. Write something for your child. So you write there whatever message you will give your child when they are grown. But I think mamas don't do that. I did that. I gave to Callistus. He's 5. I gave to Callistus and he's like, what is this for? I told him, just keep it with your books. I'll tell you what it is for when you're of age, when you can read. So I told Callistus about how his pregnancy made me to be very far with the dad, but it made me realize how life is and how children are different. Because the way I was with Kimberly is not the way I've been with Callistus. Kulikuwa na tofauti kubwa sana. I didn't know the pregnancy could make me hate his dad. Nilimchukia. But now the bad thing is, my hubby took it like that is Isa. My hubby mpaka akanita Mugabe. I remember hiyo wakati akanita Mugabe because aliniambia, well, Mugabe used to be a dictator. Kambia, you are a dictator. When Mugabe, we are living in this house like we are at Sibabu. Alikuwa anasema tunakaa kama tuko Sibabu. You know the return from Sibabu, that movie. So alikuwa anasema our house is Sibabu because of that pregnancy. So you can imagine. And akija itoka kwa akili yake, it really affected him. Mama alitaka kukaa hivyo because yeye alishinda amenita Mugabe mpaka. It was so bad. Okay, so my young girls back in the village, who are in town, who just joined the universities, the college. Yeah, we have those guys. We have those guys who are very handsome. Wakona mistari. They're so good. They're so sweet. Akikuita tu, you feel butterflies all over. Unasikia kama, we! Alafu unaingia box immediately. My dear one, Life is not easy when you give birth and you have a kid without someone to help you. Be cautious. I saw Murife run, yeah? Yeah. Ukiwaona run. Someone telling you anaingiza head. Wapi? Where? Anachungulia ni dirisha. They shouldn't. My dear girl, please don't. Be cautious. Know what is right for you. Are you ready to be a mom at that age? Are you ready to start having children at that age? Are you ready to walk through that journey at that age? Because we have these young boys, young men, we have these people who they'll put you in a family way and they don't want to take responsibilities. Are you ready to do that? You are not. And another thing, if you really feel like, I have to do this, I really have to do this. Okay, I tell people you can do contraceptive. If you feel like you cannot hold yourself, if you can't, you can do contraceptive. But again, it is not good. Just hang in there. Hold. Itafika time yako and you will get out of school. Then you'll get the perfect person mwenye atakuwa kando yako. So please, just hold. I wouldn't say abstain, but jishike tu. Jishike. So that you don't get pregnant when you don't want to. Then you end up maybe aborting the child. Please don't do this. To those mamas, new mamas, wale wenye it is your first time, the best thing to do is to start the journey from the hospital. Find that good hospital. Go to that good hospital. Whatever your gynae, whatever your physician is telling you, fata chenye unaambiwa. At some point, the doctors are always right. When they tell you to have a CT, to have an ultrasound, do it. When they tell you to be coming to the hospital after every 2 weeks, do it. It is for your own good. You see the booklet that it's being given at the health centers, the purple booklet. I think it's pink nowadays or purple, but the color hasn't changed much. It's very important. Just go through that book. It has a lot of information, a lot of guidance. Yenye takuguide as a mother. It is so nice. It will even take you through the vaccinations. Which vaccine is given at which month. Just be checking. When your child reaches 3 months, it is showing what vaccine the child is supposed to be given. 6 months, it is telling. 9 months, it is telling. 18 months, it is telling. We have mamas. Like my firstborn, I only took for vaccination up to 9 months. Because my mom was telling me to liachia. Like, watoto udungwa shindano ya 9 months is the last one. Only until I came, kupata hii kitabu, we have for 18 months. We have another one, I think, for how many? Like, it is going, it is giving you the guidance. So it is very good to check, or rather go through those books. It will give you enough information on what to do while you are pregnant.